Alright, part 3 of this little mini-series here. So, a lot of time has passed since the last 2 videos. Links at the top if you missed them. They'll be scrolling by. They'll be flashing by up top. Weeks have passed. So, recently, I got on the interview list. It wasn't an audition, it was an interview for the Planet Hollywood roster positions. I interviewed, which seemed like more of a formality, like getting on the list was more difficult than like passing the interview. So yeah, I was given some details on the room, given where it is, what it's going to look like, saw the layout of the how many tables it's going to be, how many cash tables, how many tournament tables, and yeah, it's not right at the top of the stairs, but where exactly it's going to be, and some pictures on things that have been moved in so far. So don't have my schedule yet, but it seems like I am on the roster. It was pretty official, but I mean, until I actually get told like these days, these hours, it's like pretty much happening, but not absolute. Need to pick up a uniform someday, but that's in the works. I was told there's going to be an orientation, but don't know what the date is yet. But looks like I'm on the Planet Hollywood roster part-time. So they're hiring temp dealers just for this mixed game series of tournaments that's going to lead up to the World Series of Poker Time in Paris. And then there's going to be, I think, temp dealers just because it's going to be very busy during those 6-7 World Series of Poker weeks. Oh, I'm holding this because the thumbnail in the last video like this, it was me holding an orange. So I thought I would hold another orange food, and now I can get rid of this because I'm just going to use that as the thumbnail. So, yeah, I'm not temp, I'm part-time. So even when the World Series of Poker Time is done, I will still be on the schedule. So I guess I'm staying in town for a while, getting a little tired of traveling and a little tired of playing after, I guess it's been like 5 years or so of traveling like this and like 21 years of playing. So gonna give dealing all year round a try. I'll see what it's like. No idea what it's gonna be after the series. I was just told part-time. Got to imagine that's not 1 day a week, although I know there are people out there who work 1 day a week. Got to figure it's also not 5, because that would be full-time. I heard there are no full-time positions, which is something I thought right when I heard it wouldn't be happening, that I wouldn't actually be able to get a full-time position. Maybe eventually in the future, but no one's being hired full-time right now at PH. So I don't know if part-time after the series is done is going to be 2 days or 3 days or 4. If after the series is done, if mid-July comes and it's, you know, a slightly different schedule, probably the same time of day, just not as many days per week. But if it drops down to 4 days, probably just do PH. If it's 2, I would work the 2 days at PH and ask Orleans if I could stay on permanent part-time also. And if it's 3 at PH, I'm not sure what I would do. 3 full shifts per week is solid money. It also leaves solid time to take like a road trip to California, Arizona, plenty of time to check, you know, flights, have you know, slightly more than half the week. If there's an inexpensive flight somewhere in the Western US, I could go there, come back in a day, no problem. I mean, when I do that type of thing now, the day like doesn't matter at all. I'm just looking when are the flights the cheapest, I'll go that day. So it's going to be a little restricted. I can't go every single day, but still 3 days at PH per week and 4 days to do anything I want would be solid. The thing is, 3 full shifts, you know, on the schedule doesn't mean you work 3 full shifts. If it's slow, you get sent home early. So I would have to see what that's like. But right now it's looking like I'll be dealing PH when the room opens. And once the Orleans series starts, I'll be dealing both. I'll be dealing at Orleans and I'll be dealing at PH. And when the Orleans series is done, like June 13th, July 13th, I think it'll be, then I'll just be on the Planet Hollywood roster for the second half of July, all of August, all of September, all of October, etc. If I'm going to be in town all year, though, I would work the Orleans Winter Series. Last year in 2024, I think it was November 22nd through like December 23rd, something like that. So yeah, if I'm working late at Planet Hollywood, then I would gladly, for 5 weeks over November and December, also work daytime at the Orleans. So it'd be like PH all year round, but in the summer, 7 weeks at Orleans, in the winter, 5 weeks at Orleans. So that's what it's looking like. I did say, late schedule at PH because I was worried if my shift is supposed to end at 7 p.m. at Orleans. I was worried, like, there were people last year who said, they were working an 8 p.m. shift at another room. I remember talking to one guy who was working at Encore. It's like, that seems pretty tight to end a shift at Orleans at 7 and be in the poker room at Encore at 8. I mean, 7 doesn't mean you're gone at 7. It means the 6:30 to 7 o'clock down is your last down. You need to wait for the push to come through. You need to clock out. You need to walk to your car. I mean, it might be 7:10 before you're even starting your car. Who knows what kind of road construction and traffic there is. And I also don't know how close you get to park to the Encore poker room, but it seemed like pretty tight. The guy said he's never had a problem. Just seems like really close. So I told the guy in charge I was worried about ending shifts at Orleans at 7 and making it to PH by 8. So I said ideally I would like to start at 9 p.m. But if that exactly won't work, then later is better than earlier. So there's no doubt that I could finish Orleans and make it to Planet Hollywood on time. Pretty far. The garage at Planet Hollywood, which is really Miracle Mile parking, and then getting to the casino floor and getting upstairs to Planet Hollywood. So yeah, man, leaving Orleans at like 7:10 and making it to Planet Hollywood in another uniform by 8, I think would be tight. So I don't mind if it's 9. Could get there, go to the EDR and eat without being rushed and start at 9, even if I have to start at like midnight. Actually, midnight wouldn't be bad because I would never even need to. If it's tight, you have to say at Orleans, like, I'm working 11 to 7, I need to be out by 7 to get to my other job. If I started at midnight at PH, I wouldn't even tell them that. I didn't work till midnight one day last year. I think the latest day I had at Orleans last year, I started at 11 a.m., and I think I ended at like 11:15, like 10:45 or 11:15 p.m. because it was one of the main event flights. So we had to bag chips. So after the last level of the day was done, we were done dealing, but there was still some time in the room where we had to color up some chips and fill out some forms and bag all these chips, and that took a while. That was my latest day, but besides that, there would never be a problem getting somewhere at midnight. So I think it's going to be start time like 9 p.m. Not 100% sure, but yeah, just giving you an update. Don't know how often these opportunities, not just to work, I mean, I could apply all over town, and now that I have experience from Orleans, I mean, get a job somewhere. It's not that I want to work just anywhere. I know the people who have been dealing and flooring Caesars, Bally's, Planet Hollywood back in the day. So I don't know if this opportunity would come up again. So I'm taking it now, and we'll see after several months, a couple years, whether I enjoy it, whether I'm okay with it, whether I'm really disliking it. I'm aware that I don't know, and I'm going to see what it's like. If I ever start really, really disliking it, give them plenty of notice, finish, and then maybe leaving in the correct way could it would be nice to still have some work experience with Caesar, so maybe a lot more likely to be able to deal the circuit at Bally's in March each year, and if I ever wanted a second job in addition to Orleans, deal the WSOP in Paris, because I would have that Caesar's work history. So right now the opportunity is here. I'm taking it, and when more details come available, actually the open date isn't even 100% clear right now because there are some logistical things that may or may not meet their deadline. So, but yeah, when more things become available, I'll let you know. But this mini series of dealing decisions and getting on rosters is done. Deciding to take advantage of this opportunity that was largely out of nowhere. There was someone who was aware I was trying hard to get on the World Series of Poker circuit roster for March, and then someone else became aware of that, and even though that wasn't feasible, the Planet Hollywood room opening and the need to fill some positions there, some of the right people heard that I was looking to do some dealing, and some people that I know and I've interacted with in the poker room while I've been playing, and now looks like I'm going to be dealing. So just giving you all the information, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. I don't know exactly when I'm going to sleep. If 11 to 7 at Orleans and like 9 to 5 a.m. at Planet Hollywood. Hoping my off days are staggered. I would really love, for instance, Monday and Tuesday off at Orleans, and Wednesday and Thursday off at Planet Hollywood. I'm trying hard to make that happen. Last year I was off Monday, Tuesday at Orleans, and I told the guy in charge I would like Wednesday and Thursday off if he could make it happen, stagger my off days. And there would be like 2-3 nights a week that would be pretty short sleep, but the other days actually wouldn't be that bad. 4 days a week, it would only be one shift, different times a day. If I only have that one Orleans shift, 11 a.m. If I only have that one PH shift, 9 p.m. start. But trying to make it happen so I could have get some rest each day of the week. But we'll see what it's like. I'm going to do both positions this summer. If I absolutely can't stand it, still going to do it anyway. And then next summer I can choose just one position. I'll have the experience of doing one like I did last year in 2024. I'll have the experience of doing two in 2025. I know it's going to be hectic, but I also know it's going to be more money. And after I do it, I'll understand which one I like more or less, if the more money is worth the lack of sleep or not. But yeah, so going to do both this summer, and then after that, permanent part-time at Planet Hollywood is what it's looking like. And remember, rice is a spoon food.